Just in terms of, taking over Jose in some ways, I know it's not necessarily all falling on your shoulders. How do you approach filling such big shoes this season?
Um, Honestly, I try to take it one day at a time, knowing that he left a great foundation for me. Just little lessons he would talk to me throughout the season, and kind of leaning on my teammates as well. I think we've all got better, and we all have to step up. And in the big shoes that he did leave, it's not just going to be one or two people. I think it's going to be the biggest thing is leadership that he left. So I think we're all trying to step up to that role and be accountable.
Naturally, everyone talked about Jose's defensive game. I imagine you think of yourself as a good defensive player also.
Yes, sir.
What goes into your defensive game that maybe is a little different than Jose's?
I would say Jose is more of a smaller, quicker guy. He likes to get in you and maybe go for a lot of steals. I like to use my length a little bit more and corral you. When you get in scoring areas. But I picked up a lot of his defensive tendencies as well. So he taught me a lot defensively as well.
The follow-up on what I was asking, when you were saying that Jose kind of shared with you, what's one thing that he said or showed you that you really taken to heart?
I think being an everyday guy, it's going to be ups and downs within this. I call it a marathon. It's a long season, as you know, college basketball. And he just told me to stay level-headed, and take the good with the bad, but just keep believing in myself and the rest take care of itself.
Any players that have surprised you, in your short time in practice?
I think the freshman has opened everyone's eyes. We didn't think they was going to be, this advanced and this skilled this early within the game. So that's been a great plus for us. But I wasn't really surprised because I knew everyone had a great amount of talent coming in.
You guys how different is the offensive identity? It seems like you guys can definitely run now with a lot of you guys, but just how different is it when you guys on the court compared to last year?
Last year we had Moses, who was such a force down low. We kind of played a little bit slower, but we still got out and ran. I think this year it's going to be a little bit opposite. We're going to try to push the pace a little bit more, but also we can still play half court because, I feel everyone is comfortable within our offense. Everyone knows their role. So.
Naturally, everyone knows too, Coach Pastor wants his guards to rebound. What have you seen, in practice? How's that working out for the guards?
It's been working out good. He's, like you said, he's very adamant about it. We have to stick our nose in there and get, big time guard rebounds as he calls them. So we just try to do that every day, and I think that translates to the game.
In terms of getting the ball moving and transition, like what are some things that, whether it's guidelines or things that the coach is stressing as far as, the first pass has to be to here, or we got to make sure we're getting a shot on time. What are some of those things that maybe they're really
Emphasizing? Well, first rebounding, because you can't run if you don't rebound. I think, and they don't really give us particular guidelines on where to run. We just gotta get down there. If someone feels like they have an advantage, you take it. But if you don't, we trust our IQ enough to be able to bring it back out and set up our offense.
A lot of the talk has been about naturally the out-of-conference schedule getting off to a fast start. Has that been an emphasis for you guys? Have you talked about that?
For sure, everyone, especially the seniors. They've been there last year when we started off 0-2, and it was, it was hard. It felt like we was on an uphill battle. But this year, I feel like we're practicing much harder in the beginning of the year. Everyone's taking it more seriously, so I think we're gonna do well in that area this year.
Do you like how the schedule sets up? You guys stay in state really until the trip out to Phoenix. Do you think that's going to help you guys maybe build chemistry?
Yeah, definitely. I feel like it's going to help a lot with our younger guys. They don't have to face that out of town or on the road type schedule competition as of yet. And then it's going to have us build up our momentum going into ACC play because, as we know, ACC play is no joke. So I think playing home is going to be a huge benefit for us.
With transfers like you and Jordan and Bubba, how long does it take you guys to get acclimated to some of the maybe different things that Coach Pastor likes to do?
For me, it was pretty quick, honestly. I caught on to some of the things that he wanted from me. He was very direct with me. I think Coach does a great job of shooting you straight. So it's either you kind of get it or you don't. But for everybody, it's different. But it shouldn't take you long.
How would you describe each of the frame?
Miles is a really good shooter, really good scorer. Long has a lot of potential on defense. Debo is a strong freshman who has a college-ready body. You don't see too many freshmen walk in with his body. Also a really good scorer. Jalen also has a really mature body for a freshman. High-level athlete who's going to help us. I really feel like, especially towards the end of the season. Are we counting Davon as a freshman? He's not. I mean, he's fast. I feel like I'm fast, but he's just as fast or even faster. So he pushes me. I feel like I push him, so he's going to be really good for us as well.
On the topic of Davon, forgive me if I'm wrong on this, but did you guys ever face each other in high school or AAU ball? What do you remember about facing him in high school, and does he remind you of who you see today?
Yeah, we faced each other in high school. When I went to Norcross, he went to Grayson. I was a senior, he was a junior. We beat them. But he reminds me, honestly, he reminds me a lot of myself, with his downhill speed and his aggressiveness. I think he's a better defender at this stage in his career than I was. So I don't know, man. He's gonna be a good player for us.
Were you guys matched up on each other in that game?
Yeah, we was. It was fun, man. I always remind him in practice, like, don't forget what happened, in the playoff game.
That was a playoff game.
Yeah, it was. It was.
Round.
I think it was the second round game.
You guys played, so it's hard to keep track.
Yeah.
You guys played longer. I
Yeah, I think it was the second round game, if I'm not mistaken.
And then your family must be excited about being able to come to games. Have they, do you know, how many people are going to be coming regularly?
No, I really try to just focus in on the game and leave that stuff up to my mom. Everyone texts my mom 2-3 days before, ask for tickets and stuff like that. But I think it's going to be dope having my family here and supporting me. It's going to be dope.